See my fat belly on the camera.
Nice.
You like our new makeup line?
I do, actually.
Which one are you gonna buy?
I don't know. You know, on Snapchat, I use the makeup filter a lot.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think I might.
Oscar, are you playing that damn Pokemon?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Everybody's playing it. Come on, dude.
Pokemon?
Well, not right
You
now.
are such a damn liar. Didn't you already get a little Pikachu?
No.
You know what? It's Comic-Con's getting close, but speaking about Comic-Con, we got someone.
That's right. We got somebody here today. Welcome to another episode of our Wrestling Guy podcast. You want to introduce our guest today?
No. Okay,
If he kicks your ass right now.
I know, right? So I gotta be careful what I'm saying. Okay.
Chops
I
like
really gotta be
he
careful.
chops like a bitch, though.
Oh.
You have permission to chop him when you come out.
Remember, did he have a Chop Ed show or something a couple of
Yeah,
months
that's
ago?
what I'm saying. I know how he chops.
All right.
Chops
Well,
like
everybody
Ruby
loves
Ray.
this guy. People hate this guy, but I love this guy. And he has a show coming up during Comic-Con weekend. There it is, right here, the Pow Boom Smack Wrestling Show. Everybody, give it up for Mr. Gus Parsons. Come on. Oh,
Even Sexy Star likes you.
Sexy Star, please.
He already looks sexy.
What's up, man? Good to see you, man.
Hey, doing
Ah.
Good.
See, that's why I don't say nothing. That's why I say nothing.
I felt the pow, the boom, and the smack. The pow, the boom, and the smack.
The boom and the smack right there.
I was gonna say, man, I see the Pokemon app on your phone.
That's Grinder. Are you guys Pokemon? Oh, Grinder.
Yeah.
You're grinding out your Pokemons, bro?
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
I don't like Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm a little.
Her best quality, she Pikachu's.
Yeah.
Hey, I see you have my girlfriend on your show,
Oh.
Melissa Santos.
Oh. And then I have his girlfriend. Yeah, Cara de Leon.
Oh, man.
Hey, is he really going to wear that mask, or he has a new one, right? From my understanding, he has a new one. Oh, thank God, dude. That shit's horrible, man. Like the worst mask ever. We tried telling you this. But you're good now, Cara de Leon.
Hey, should you give out a shout out to somebody?
To my amor, la mera Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, we can give out. She promoted our show, so.
Yes, she did. She promoted it. Now, let me ask you, when you book these guys for the show, how do you decide who's on your show?
Honestly, it's all at the feel of the fans. Like I take a lot of input from the fans. Like they want to see certain people. They want to like for example, prime example. We all know Thunder Rosa and Holly Dead have teamed up, Twisted Sister, but the fans were like, one more. Like they kicked each other's ass last time. I want to see one more. So it's a lot of fan base type stuff. You know what I mean? And it's just something different. Like Cooter. Like Cooter's been out since 2008. He started with FCW. So I'm going to put him with Joey Ryan, and I'm going to show you guys a whole new side of Joey Ryan and a whole new side of Cooter if you've never seen him before. So it's just stuff to like put stuff together for the fans, not for me. Right. It's not my personal card like, oh, I want to see this and I want to see that. It's for the fans.
Well, I thought he just looked at AWS old cards and
Oh.
was like, fuck it, I'll just book them.
Oh, man.
Damn it! I'm gonna just move every time you make
This guy
comment.
is
I'm gonna roll back.
It's ruthless today.
Hi, wrestling
Oh,
man.
God. I'm not missing anything.
I love you.
Oh, man.
So when you put this card together, because you're doing 2 days back to back,
Back to back.
how hard is it? Because I don't see too many promoters trying to do it back to back.
It's frustrating a little bit. It's not as frustrating, but night 2 hasn't been promoted as far as much as the card. But a lot of the same guys you're going to see on night 2, just a bigger mix. There's going to be some new faces on night 2. The back-to-back show just made sense for the Comic-Con weekend. It was just, there's 7 million people coming to San Diego. I better grab a few of them for 2 nights, you know? So we originally started with only one night on Saturday. And then AAA gave me a call and said, hey, we're sorry. Here's what we can do for you. We know we took 1, but we'll give you 2. And here's the date. And I said, what date? And they said, Friday. I said, perfect. I'm having a show the day before. I was like, well, I'm having a show the day after, so let's just have Friday and Saturday. So that's pretty much how that Friday came about. Was AAA gave me the call.
And it's smart because I've always wondered, because Comic-Con in San Diego is huge,
Yeah.
and I've never
Huge.
seen wrestling out there, and there's a lot of wrestling
wrestling.
fans out there
Yeah.
because of WWE, and now Lucha Underground, I think, is a part of the...
Hey, Dave, it's a big nerd convention.
Yeah, right.
Why? But I'm saying it's about time that somebody took advantage and decided, you know what, I'm going to put a show, take advantage of these fans that are coming
He's
in.
used to taking advantage of stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get to all that in about 20 minutes.
I have a question about this show. I mean, I've been to a couple of FCW shows.
Yes,
You
sir.
saw me out there, and I'm still kind of new to it because I've only been to a few shows. Now, this show is taking place during Comic-Con weekend. Would you want to consider this like your guys' WrestleMania?
Damn, that could be Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory.
Yeah, Bound for Glory, yeah.
Well,
I've been to Bound for Glory in San Diego before.
This is the Pow Boom Smack show. That name is going to stick every year for the Comic-Con shows. So I think not our WrestleMania, but one of our more attraction shows.
Okay.
Like less storylines, more impact, more fan base. Like for the outside fans, like they're going to recognize more of the guys that are on these shows than they will at regular shows. So but you could say it like maybe our SummerSlam. SummerSlam, because our WrestleMania, I'm trying to build that around the Slamapalooza or the Aftershock more.
Yeah, I just want to say anybody that's watching right now that's planning to go to Comic-Con, you know, wrestling fans, like say you're from Minnesota, I don't care where you're from. If you're gonna stay in San Diego, check this show out.
Please check the show out.
Yeah, please. Build the place up. This guy, you know, you had like 400 people last time.
400 plus.
Yeah, last two shows 400 plus.
Let's make it 800.
Let's make it 800. Just pack it.
How about 1,000? Fuck it.
Yeah, let's do that too.
We're gonna bring some chairs.
Logical this guy is, right?
Bring some chairs. I'm gonna say
when
that.
you now, I'm sure you're not new to this, of course, but you saw how other promoters did their stuff and promoted, and I'm pretty sure you saw all the headaches that come with it. What made the light bulb go off in the head and say, I'm gonna do this now?
As far as promoting?
Yeah, as far as promoting wrestling.
I started in 2000 as a wrestler. Very, very, very half-assed wrestler, not trained. Just went through the boss. I went through the motions of just going through all the wrestling shit, and the unfortunate part is I saw a lot of bad happen right away. And then when I came back to San Diego from Minnesota, because that's funny you say that.
Yeah.
When I came back from Minnesota, it was just one of those things. I jumped in the San Diego scene, and it just wasn't going, that direction that I thought it was going to go. Because if you think about it, we're very just north of Mexico. We're south of Los Angeles. We should have been the hub of Southern California wrestling. Not taking anything away from LA, but I thought San Diego was going to be more bigger.
Because it's funny because there's some bad lucha in San Diego. And seeing that there's TJ just right there. Because I've seen some bad lucha there.
Yeah.
I've been very disappointed in San Diego until I started going to your shows. That's when I noticed there was a change in how everybody was booking their stuff now.
Yeah. And see, that's what bothered me is like for instance, SoCal Crazy. If you're gonna book a lucha show, he should be your top guy to bring in to help the younger guys, especially because he knows the scene. He's from Southern California, and he's one of the top luchadors, in my opinion, in Southern California.
I mean, he can work both styles, like very good. Yeah, it's like a SoCal Crazy match is
very underrated, gentlemen. Very underrated. So, but it was just one of those things. I owned another promotion. I helped run another promotion in San Diego, and that didn't go so well. So I broke off and did my own thing and came up with FCW, Finest City Wrestling, and we started off slow. We did swap meet shows. I've had shows where there's 5 people in the crowd, and now look.
Oh, like Mr. California.
Whoa.
Who? Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna go on record right now, Marvin. Retire your fucking name.
Yes.
Oh man.
Give it to somebody who wrestles.
How did you know when you start? Because you said you were a half-ass wrestler with no training, but how did you know it was time to stop wrestling and to get into the?
That actually came. Remember when I booked the Young Bucks? When I had the Young Bucks, the first show. Okay, I had a show a couple months before that, and I put myself on the show, and I was running back and forth doing the promoter, doing the wrestling thing, breaking kayfabe like a motherfucker. I was just going back and forth, and I literally walked in the back, and B-Boy was standing back there, and I was like, okay. There's a wrestler, not a wrestler. You know what I mean? I can pull off some moves, I can do some shit, but not a wrestler. And I just walked up to him personally, I said, I think I'm done with this whole wrestling thing. He goes, what, with shows? I said, no. With going out there making a fool of myself, let me just promote shows and just push it and go from there. And he's like, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'll pull the trigger, let's get some names in here. And the first ones we did was the Bucks and Cage. We brought them in to get the more eyes on it. And I mean, you've been there since that first Bucks show.
Yeah, since the Bucks, because I wanted to go to the one you did before that, but I couldn't make it because it was a Friday.
Okay.
So for the Bucks one, I made sure that
The one where they took on Vermin or the one they took on B-Boy and SoCal Crazy?
the Vermin.
Okay. Because I had them on twice. The Bucks on twice.
Yeah, you saw that match on YouTube. That's how I discovered you guys. Like, oh, it's San Diego.
Like I totally.
That's why I did it. That's exactly why I did it, because I knew that there was fans in LA that would make the trip if it was worth.
Yeah, I think
The
I
trip.
saw like Sean posted it, and I was like, okay, let me check this thing out. And it was like no music and nothing, just straight out wrestling. And I'm like, hey, not bad. I gotta check this out one of these days, you know?
Yeah. It was a marketing thing. I mean, obviously the Young Bucks were on fire about a year and a half ago. You know, they're still on fire, but they're not on the indie scene no more, which really sucks. But as soon as they came off Wrestle Kingdom, I had them a week later. You know, so everybody was kind of like following them. Oh, they're in San Diego. What's this? You know, and my whole goal was do not let the eyes off that. You know, because I invested in myself and time and money. So
Now, when you do it, you said you have shows where you have 5 people, and then you have, like the last show, won over 400 people. But when you start off and you have a show with 5, 10, 15 people, how did you not, say, fuck this, I'm done with this?
He's not a quitter, just in wrestling.
wasn't quitter pretty much, and the guys in the wrestlers in the back, like I enjoyed hanging out with them. You know what I mean? It was fun to put the group together, no matter what we did, and no matter how many people were out there, they still went out and not saying they gave their all, but they definitely worked those 5 people. So I was like, all right, we can keep doing this. You know what I mean? Eventually, it'll get somewhere. So, and it did. You know.
And being a family man, was it hard, with the wife? Did she give you a hard time when you had, like, hey, you might want to consider getting out of there? I'm sure it was a strain, right?
Yes. I don't have many addictions, but wrestling is one of them.
Them lucha cookies, though.
Them
Yeah,
lucha
those
cookies.
lucha
Oh,
cookies.
his wife makes lucha cookies. That's why we throw shows, is to sell damn cookies. we're trying to get a bakery over. We ain't screw wrestling. We're trying to get this bakery.
It's all about the bakery.
How about the bakery, man?
Now, when a wrestler wants to get booked on the show, do they? Because I heard Eli, he submits a resume.
Yes.
To everybody. If I was a wrestler and I want to get on your show, and I send you just video, would you book me, or what do I need to do to get booked on?
I'm not the stickler promoter. I work around each individual because I've gotten the, hey man, what's up? I'll be bombed for your show. I'll make your door money. I'll draw everybody in there. And I'm like,
But you still book Danny.
and I still book Danny. You know.
What did you eat today?
Shooting.
Shit.
He ain't getting weenies, bro.
Danny Limelight, you know,
Hey,
watching
I got
the
just
show.
It's just that I'm around Gus. I'm around Gus.
Before,
It's
before you answer
contagious.
that question, whenever you get a boner, make sure you fold it up. Anyways.
But if you can't.
I give it a chance. Like, I give all the criteria a chance. You know what I mean? Right now, I really am narrowing the emails down to, if they start off with, hey man, I'm not the most professional guy in the world, but hey man doesn't get my attention.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
He's a dick.
He's a big Somebody
But
said
I will go. I will really go on record and say that, if any of the young guys out there who want to really know how to contact a promoter, talk to Eli, because Eli, as much controversy he had at one point and heat he had going on, I didn't see none of that. The dude sent me a resume and what he had going on for himself, and that right there was good enough for me. And I did my checkouts with the guys. I'm like, what if I bring this kid on and you guys gonna beat his ass? And I'm like, no. So I was like, there we go. But I kind of narrow some things down. I do pick and choose. I scout on who I want to bring in. Like, Suede was one of the guys that was actually brought to me out of nowhere, and I was like, he was brought to my attention. I couldn't take my eyes off the kid, and I'm glad that now. Ed is a fan.
I am now a Suede fan.
I knew, just keep bringing Suede, and eventually he'll win the hearts, and he did.
He really won me over.
Making it come down over and over again. Huh.
That's why there's this material right here.
Yeah, to keep this here to protect us.
Ah.
No, but yeah, Suede, it was one of those guys at first because he did that stupid dab shit I hate. So, he used to bother me, but as the matches I saw that he booked, actually, I saw what great worker he is and everything. He always puts on a good show, so.
So that, people have been suggested to me. I've picked a couple of emails out. I've been to shows where I'm like, oh, I want that guy. You know what I mean? Like Terex, for instance. I've always wanted Terex on my show. I never met him until about a year and a half ago at the AWS show. it was a weird thing that I'd never met him, but finally I got to meet him. I was like, yo, I need your big ass on my show. And now I hate his ass and Cap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna ask you a question I asked a promoter a couple months ago. So I think that's where the hot seat name came from. But so be ready.
I'm ready.
Just saying on it right now.
There's a while back, there's promoters that feel like if you book a wrestler, they shouldn't work for another show or for another promotion. Do you feel that way?
Fuck
And,
no.
You know,
I'll be the first one to say I don't give a fuck where you work.
right.
I really don't. I really don't. There are people out there that throw a fit. There really are. The only time I get agitated is if I put my dates out and the worker knows I want to use him, and they'll go like, oh, not saying they need to double check with me, but it's like, you know I use you consistently, so why would you see my date and then go work for another company? That's the only time I get agitated. But going and working for another promotion, I can give a shit less.
Right.
You know, there's a promotion in San Diego right now that I didn't get along with too much. We kind of made amends as far as owners and professional, just to keep that. And I go to his shows now to show support to the guys that are on my show. You know what I mean? So it's not a big deal. I really don't care.
So
I know some people have been banned from working at the promotions they were working at because they worked for me, and I'm like, well, I'm sorry, you know, like they hate me. That's not your fault.
Because it seems like something that's going on. I mean, I heard a story this weekend where they wanted a talent on their show, but because that talent had booked on another show, they said, well, we can't have you on our show. And I always
Names.
go back to I can't have respect for this talent. But I always feel like, I don't feel a promoter has the right to tell these guys are out there trying to make a living by getting as much bookings as you can. But why limit them to saying like, hey, if you work for me, I don't want you working for blah 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 blah? Because
if that promoter didn't put a pin in that man's hand and have him sign a contract for X amount of dollars per weekend, so he doesn't have to work, he shouldn't say shit. He shouldn't say shit.
So Nolan says that you mentioned Suede, but no, Suede Brigade.
Say Brigade. Dude, Nolan Ryan, man.
And
Why all day?
he says
we need to make him some
Give him
money
back his
because
teeth.
WWE's going after it.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
Quiet Dwight.
Quiet, why at?
WWE's after us now.
No, we don't want to get him sued again.
God.
Now, when you get these talents from like Pentagon and Cobb and all them, do you have
Thank
any?
you for booking Cobb,
Yes.
by the way.
Yes.
You know.
Bob's awesome.
Hey, hold it up.
Hey, you know Cobb's my man, dude.
Is that what's sitting on my foot?
Yeah. He hasn't recovered from
Cobb
Eli
owner got my
grinding on
foot.
him yet.
Yeah, let's not talk about Thunder, because then
That's a whole different story. Or like when you bring in people like that, do you have like some of the local talent from San Diego that I guess maybe upset and start talking shit like, this fool's bringing in
Yes.
so-and-so and
Yes, and if I haven't nipped that in the bud, I will again. Go fucking train. Go train.
right.
Just because you're local don't mean I'm going to use you because I'm the local promotion. Go train. I use local guys. B-Boy legitimately lives 15 minutes from the school, 20 minutes from the venue that we use. He's local, but he's also, trained up.
there's also people.
He's also B-Boy.
SoCal Undertaker.
Right?
But, and there's guys like Duke. He's local. He's trained. He knows what he's doing. There's a couple guys out there, it's like, I want to use them, and they got a great gimmick and a great look, but get trained. Hence why Battle U got opened up, because it's like, well, if I'm going to bitch and complain about it, I might as well help out the cause, And that was probably one of the main reasons why I opened the school was I was the one bitching at my guys, like, dude, I could be using you guys. I have a crowd that will get you over. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
as long as, like Suede, for instance, like, if you keep putting in the work, these guys will accept you into the wrestling scene as long as you wrestle, don't shit the bed, boom, So it's like, well, maybe I should open a school, you know what I mean? So, but, yeah, some get mad, but my response is, get trained,
Another thing I don't get is like, say you let's just say bring in Cody Rhodes, right?
Okay.
And a guy you usually
Hint, hint.
Saturday,
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes here, 3 p.m.
Yes.
yeah, it's Saturday. Cody
With his
Rhodes.
okay wife.
Yeah. They just say you bring him in and then you didn't book in a talent at your current show you're bringing in, and should it show like an opportunity that hey, if they don't put me in, that's fine, but maybe the next show more people are gonna come in and they're gonna see my talents.
Yeah.
Yeah. it should show like an opportunity.
And that, and that's the reason why we're doing the Battle U shows
Yeah.
too. We'll get to that, but I'm trying to give San Diego local talent as much opportunity as I can.
Yeah.
as far as they'll take themselves. Because I'm not just going to put you in there because we're friends. I have a lot of guys that I started this business with, but the unfortunate part is I excelled my end as far as the promoter. So I'm like, I dumped the wrestling, now I'll be the promoter. So if I'm excelling and you want to excel with me, well then come on, get up there yourself. So that's all I ask.
I have a question here from, I think you addressed it earlier, but we'll ask it anyway, from Thunder Rosa.
Oh,
And she wants to know why you're making the Twisted Sisters fight.
I was gonna ask you about that.
You guys all got to raise your
Holy
hand.
shit, that's all I'm gonna say.
How many men out there like to see two women fight? And there's your answer. No, the reason why is it was the fans' call. It was the fans' call. They put on a great match. They kicked the shit out of each other, and it was great. And I don't condone violence, but I love it. But it was great chemistry, and
Just makes sense.
just makes sense, man. Two sisters go out there and kick the shit out of each other,
And what I see is that it's a no DQ match.
No DQ.
Holy shit, that's why I said
No
holy
DQ.
shit.
That's for Friday or Saturday?
Friday.
That's Friday. And then after they kick the shit out of each other,
Go to.
they team up the next night against Laura James and Heather Monroe. And Heather Monroe and Laura James the night before have to take on the boyfriends, Joey Ryan and Douglas James. So I mean, they're all going to be beat up the next night, so it'll make for good.
Now, you said you're a huge wrestling fan. What age did you start watching wrestling? And what was the first match that you saw?
That I can honestly
That you can
remember.
remember.
That I can remember. Probably Hogan, Andre the Giant.
Same
You know
here.
what I mean?
Same thing.
Like,
I feel so lucky I didn't watch that.
but
It was a different time.
it was a different time. See, because
Yeah.
like in '85, I was born in 1980, so when '85 I was 5. Cable was coming out, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like I got to see the cartoon, and then hands down though, my favorite two wrestlers growing up was Junkyard Dog and Coco Beware.
Oh, shit.
I don't know, I always used to put on a chain or something, and
Awesome.
I had a parakeet in my house.
Awesome.
And I was like, and I would like walk around the parakeet, I'm like, yeah, this is my bird. Can't take you out, but this is my bird,
Dying over here.
I could imagine it.
And then
I had a black stepdad, bro.
my favorite.
It ain't racist if it's true.
Yeah. I watched
Yeah.
it at 8 years old, and the first match I saw was wrestling Superstars. Remember when they used to show Superstars? And,
Yes.
It's just show
and mine was
Superstars.
Hillbilly Jim. Well, it was on syndication. It was Hillbilly Jim versus some jobber back in the days, and that was it. That's when I said, "Oh, I'm addicted to this damn thing. I don't know why." And
Hey,
after
I
that
got a
day-
thing for my dad because I remember when Hogan Slam Andre the Giant, it was a big thing. Like, holy shit!
Yeah.
It's like something impossible has happened. Somebody buys Slam Andre the Giant, like a huge
Yeah.
thing going on. My dad, my uncles were like tripping out. Like, holy shit! Hulk Hogan's the strongest man in the world.
Yeah, I mean the first time I think that I really got like drawn emotionally into it was the whole Hogan and Zeus feud,
Oh yeah.
because Zeus was actually kicking Hogan's ass, and I was like, no, but it was great, that's how I grew up with Zeus and Ultimate Warrior and the '80s guys and
Yeah.
other guys you probably don't like.
Now, I like some of them. Who was because you did say you wrestled for a little bit. Who was the guy that made you want to go into wrestling?
Myself, actually. I know it sounds funny, but as a wrestling fan growing up, I never said I'm going to do that, or I'm going to find a place, or I'm going to be a wrestler. When I moved away from San Diego for personal reasons, I ended up in Minnesota, and I actually went to go apply for a job at a shoe store, like a Foot Locker, but it wasn't called Foot Locker. And the guy, we just started talking. Next thing you know, he said, "Hey man, you should come out. You got some good size. You should be security for this wrestling show we have." And when he first said wrestling, I was like high school wrestling? It was no, like pro wrestling, like WWF. And I'm like, okay, let me check it out. And then I showed up, I did security, and I watched a lot of guys with no athleticism do this. I'm like, I can do this. And then they half-assed trained me, and that was the end of that. I started booking myself with promoters
Right.
out in the Midwest. I'm like, just become friends with them, have some beers and shit, and they're like, "Can you kick some ass?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I legitimately would go work with the guy on a match for like an hour or two, and that's the only moves I would know for until the next match I had, until I learned something new that day. That's zero training, and I probably had at least 100 matches in my.
Shut the fuck.
Yeah, dude. But they were, they weren't bad.
They entertained someone at least.
They entertained the shit out of people because I could talk, but
Where can I see this stuff?
I got a couple out there. I'll send it to you.
All right,
I'll send it to you.
All right.
I saw a Matt Twisted one.
We have a question from Twitter for you. Look at this. We're getting questions.
Who's watching?
Everyone, this is the most viewed Wrestling Guy podcast ever.
I guess nobody's not
Not
watching
this
the
one.
All-Star game.
Not this
Oh,
one.
come on, dude. Come
Not
on,
this
dude.
one. It's okay, Morgan Freeman.
Come on, dude.
If you could book a match with any two performers, past or present, who would it be and why?
Oh God.
And you said about slamming the table.
Sorry. For an FCW show?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, has there been a dream match that you wanted? Maybe like just watching local wrestlers and said, you know what, that's the match I want.
With everything that's going on, man, there's a lot of dream matches that just pop up. Like I want Will Ospreay in my NW or FCW. You know what I mean? Like I want a lot of the guys. You know what I mean? But the ultimate dream match, shit. I guess I could even say, man, Ultimate Warrior, Randy Macho Man. You know what I mean? Like who wouldn't want to see those two guys? But that won't happen.
If you could get Ricochet and Ospreay, would you book that match? In a heartbeat?
Hands down.
Hands down?
Hands down.
Yeah.
That would be the show.
Right.
Match 1, opening match and main event is that.
Let's go to FCW.
Because we grew up in, like we said, the 80s, 90s wrestling. We grew up with Vader and all that. Okay.
Hey, I'm 30 years old.
When he made the comment about the Ospreay Ricochet match, do you think he should just kind of... You agree with some of what he says? You don't agree with anything?
I don't agree with anything that anybody said about the match. That shit was awesome.
Yeah.
I live in 2016 just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And if you are in any industry, you need to be up to date. Just like this Pokemon Go shit.
Right.
You need to be... No, it's like, seriously,
Yeah.
you need to be current with what's going on. And if you stay at a certain level, then that's where you're going to stay, and that's it. That's why I made my decision. Bring in the Young Bucks, give that whole, I guess, so-called PWG style, have at it, fly everywhere, do
Have
that
all the
shit.
marks.
Yeah.
Screaming everywhere.
Yeah, he's right.
I missed work and I went to
He's
that.
right.
It's-
Everything changes. Like
You have to- yeah.
I remember one point everyone was into the hardcore stuff,
Exactly.
like ECW days. Everyone was only into that stuff. Now you can see people are into like PWG
Now people want flips.
flips and stuff.
I like the flippy floppy. I don't give a shit, and that's. I've been shitted on by other promoters. Like, you just let them go, like, all ham, and you're screwing over the main event and this, and I'm like, nobody's complained in the back yet, or at least not to me, and the fans haven't said shit. So I'm pretty much gonna stick to that formula, Like, I'm gonna give them what they want. Like Cage and Cobb, they want to see two big names slam and beat the shit out of each other. Well, there's your Cage and Cobb. You want to see two guys go high flying? Well, I'll bring in some high flyers. I'll bring in Phoenix. I'll bring in Pentagon. You know what I mean? So
See, I like that you booked Berman.
Oh,
nobody books Vermin.
Like-
You guys gotta start booking Vermin more.
Like that's like badass team to have, and
Yeah.
we don't see it out there. I don't know why.
Kevin Martinson's a beast, hands
The
down.
best.
Kevin Martinson's one of the best out there.
Since you haven't asked the damn question, I'm going to ask it for you because I know this is the mystery
Oh.
question.
Which was
Okay,
I have a
I
bunch.
know.
I have a bunch.
Okay, I'm going to give you the
You can
next
ask him what's the mystery match.
No.
Night one. What's the mystery match?
It's a mystery.
Damn.
I'm going to ask you because this guy has a problem with him.
I'll tell you right now. The night one mystery match, you won't expect it.
I won't expect it.
Okay.
Okay.
Here he goes. Here he goes.
Nah, it's like
He's
it's
been
a
waiting.
whole setup thing. All right. So you had that issue with like when Hammerstone came out and all that shit, right?
Okay.
So, I heard there was other people also saying
Okay.
there was some money stuff.
Okay.
And then out of nowhere, the XRT title comes out of nowhere.
Oh, we'll clear this up real quick.
Where did that title come from? Like, cause there was some money owed, I guess,
Okay.
and then that title's there.
And flat out, the October Halloween show, okay,
Which was awesome.
which was awesome. So finances the finances were not there, flat out. Something went awry with the pre-sale tickets, and I did the flip-flop, and I was like, shit, okay? So I went up to individuals as a man and as a professional and thought I spoke to people about this, and we cleared things up, and everybody was going to be, taken care of, which it was. Now, Jeff Dino of SoCal Pro, and I have to throw it out there, can vouch for this. That title was paid for 2 months in advance. before that show, that title was actually supposed to be introduced that show. That title was already made. It was already printed. Jeff Dino will tell you that I still had to give him like $100 more because I had like DVDs and the belt being bought from him because I do it through the Wrestle Warehouse.
Yeah.
So I had DVDs and the belt coming. So I was like, all right, cool. So I owe you another $100. We'll do that and all that shit. And then like a booking went different. Like I couldn't grab a certain guy I wanted to for the XRT, the whole thing. So I was like, all right, fuck it. We'll just put the XRT on hold. That title was already made, bro. Dude, Hammerstone knows I screenshotted that shit from Jeff Dino and sent it to him and said, dude, the title was already bought. And like, there was no title bought after that show. It was bought 2 months before that show, before that October show.
All right. So there you go.
So that, whoever had any like discrepancy, like, oh, he bought a championship. No, I bought that shit 2 months before the October show, where it was supposed to be introduced at. And it
Did you really want it to look like the NXT title, or that just happened? I'm ripping it.
You know what? It's yeah, no, yes and no. It was just more of like, fuck it, you know. I couldn't think of it. To be honest with you, like you can even ask Jeff. I couldn't think of shit to come up with for this design.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember just putting the down payment and getting a lot of shit going because that was kind of when FCW was like,
Yeah, when it was rolling.
when I was trying to still figure everything out. So, but I couldn't design that shit for anything. I was like, make it a big plate, make it a big X. And he goes, that's NXT. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. The X is in the middle. Make the whole thing. So it's.
Yeah,
it came out looking
it
like
happens because I think what EWF their tag title is like the old spinner concept. Huh?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it happens, you know.
Well, I mean, OWA's old title looks straight like the AAA title. Like,
Oh, have you seen the women's title one
which one?
for OWA?
That purple belt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's almost as bad as AWS.
It could be worse. Could be look at that as the UIPW women's title.
No, which one?
The UIPW women's title.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Sorry. I just don't. I'm just saying, if you're gonna make a championship, make a championship. That's
So
people
aside
be proud
from
to carry.
aside from those
So,
titles, what other titles are you planning on?
Tag titles and a woman title.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the women's division out in California, or in general, is.
Well, I mean, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have SoCal, but you really kind of don't have SoCal wrestlers if you think about it. Like that, you could really book. And it's crazy how Thunder Rosa is like the queen of SoCal, but she's not even from SoCal.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know? But she's from San Diego.
Oh yeah, she's from. But I mean,
Yeah.
like she's not built from there, you know.
No, she's not. And
So it's crazy how Hollywood is booked up north, and she's from SoCal. So
right.
it's kind of weird how that works out. So they are sisters, right?
yeah.
The face paint works, people.
All right.
Not for all.
But
Face
when,
paint and butt.
when you, I'm gonna,
Rudy, though.
yeah, I see
Hey,
some pictures. of
professionalism,
Thunder Rosa.
guys.
Yes, please.
Right.
Thunder, don't forget to email me those pictures. Anyway,
Right.
you know, one thing I can say is that you have given a big spotlight to like Thunder and Holiday and all that. And when you book the show, I like what you said earlier. You don't book people that you want to see, that you want to see in that match. You book what the fans want to see. And when you make your flyers, you put who's on there and everything. Now, do you think that some promoters are still not a shoot, but do you still think they're kind of like outdated on who's over and who's not? Because I see a lot of flyers with people that shouldn't be on the flyer anymore.
Hands down.
That
Yeah.
doesn't sell tickets, and then I see a flyer like yours, and I see like, okay, these are people that will sell tickets.
I can say that because I was on that same boat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I was on that exact same boat. But yeah, there's promotions out there. It's like you could substitute like at least 6 of the guys you had on there for these 6 guys, same budget, way better quality. But they pick and choose. You know, some are dedicated to their friends, and that can hurt your promotion. You know, I'm not dedicated to my boys at all. They know they have to work for their spot. Like guys like Matt Twisted, he earned his spot since day one. He put in the time. You know what I mean? So he'll always have a spot with me. But yeah, I mean, there's promotions out there that should, look into other avenues, other guys, maybe steer away from their friends. You know what I mean? Because if you're paying that budget, you can pay that budget, and have a way better show.
I'll put you on the spot right now. Who do you think is the top drawing female for SoCal right now? Who would you book right away?
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder, yeah.
I mean, it's just the way she markets herself, the way she markets the show she's on, the attention she gets. You know what I mean?
The creeps.
The
I mean,
creeps.
they pay money, dude. They pay money.
You know,
I mean,
number one, she's fan friendly. You know what I mean? She does a lot of interacting.
She says hi to me.
So I mean, if anybody, if somebody's gonna talk to Ed, then she. They're definitely a people person, you know. But I mean, Thunder Rosa is like her stock is up there with. I mean, look at her date book. As soon as she put out her date book, I had to call her and be like, "Yo, I need you till December on these." So. Yeah.
She's your woman to build around. And how about the guys?
I wouldn't say she's my woman to build around, but she's definitely like she's leading the pack right now. You know what I mean? But Holly Dead is also like right next to her. You know what I mean? So it's like it's on how the fans. And plus, we haven't seen Heather Monroe yet.
Yeah.
You know, and I know she's kind of badass under. You know. Shut up. Yeah, dude.
One thing I could say about Thunder Rosa and Holly Dead, I finally saw Holly Dead this weekend in Arizona, and no, not that ass.
I didn't say that. I like them skills.
No, you know what? I'm impressed by the way they flip the switch. Like they're one person before they put on the makeup, and then they're like a whole different person when they put on the makeup. I mean, Holiday is so calm outside.
Holiday legit fucking trips me out and scares the shit out of me sometimes. I'm like, yo, is she like gonna kill us all? And just like this is all a setup. Like what the fuck's going on?
Hey, she gave me a headlock on the show. Remember that?
She did.
I watched that.
I didn't tap out, by the way.
She's cool though. I like her. Now you do have this guy's favorite wrestler, Danny Limelight.
Yep.
And would you consider him the face of FCW?
Who?
Limelight?
No.
It's a beats people.
And that's nothing against him, but he's not the face of FCW. He's one of the up and comers. He's one of the guys that I gave a push to. You know, that was my own personal choice. You know, and that was
there was heat for that, right?
Oh fuck yeah!
We're pushing Limelight.
Oh yeah, and
Limelight's another Gus. Oh no, you guys bring heat.
I'm like, what did I do?
Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
I mean, it was my promotion. You know what I mean? And I saw a couple things he did at SoCal Pro, and I was like, you know, let's try the new guy. You know what I mean? Him and my relationship does not affect what other people say about him. You know what I mean? I'll always have his back. I'll always make sure he's safe and taken care of in my promotion. I'll be the first one to say he's not the face of FCW. He is a face of FCW. People recognize him and shit like that. But
yeah, he's totally associated with FCW
yeah.
instead of SoCal, bro.
Oh yeah, and that. Got it. Are we gonna get into that?
So,
but,
Tommy Wilson.
Well, that's why you're shooting everything.
So Tommy Wilson, right? So what's all that about? What's all that internet stuff? Because it's not even like it's like a backyard. It's like a back thing where everybody's talking. It's like it's online. We all see that. You know, you didn't come out and really say anything, but he threw shots at you.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, it was in
I mean, since then, me and him have personally spoken. You know, and I'm not. And I'll be the first one to say I'm not the one that's tossing this under the rug to like save face or anything else. Like there was a point, like not even a couple weeks ago, fuck Tommy Wilson. You know what I mean? But we spoke. You know what I mean? And I had to address some things to him because I'm like, I don't know you. I'll be the first one to go on record. I don't know you. I met you once for 10 minutes over 10 years ago, and you have a lot of shit to say about me. You know what I mean? And
I don't think anybody knows him. On the real, and I know who he is.
You know, it was one of those situations where it started adding up because everybody started doing this, and I'm not a dumb person, and it was just a matter of like I could maybe jealousy a little bit, like because he was the vet up there, and I don't know what his intentions were, but I know now that me and him have separated our ways as far as I don't say shit to you, you don't say shit to me, you know what I mean, and just leave it at that, you know, like I don't care about you, you know, like I'm not going to be your friend. I'm not going to, since we made amends, I'm not going to, let's go hang out, you know, and grab pizza or something. Fuck that, you know, like, you still talk shit. You still fucking ran your mouth. You still try to bury me. I'm just being the bigger man and saying,
making a business.
You know, did I challenge him to a fight? Yeah. Would I have gone through with it? Fuck yeah, I would have gone through with it.
And he ran out because he didn't say shit.
You know, there was an excuse for it, you know, and that was another thing. I was like, whatever, you know, like, and I wasn't trying to prove anything to be the bigger man or like, I'll kick his ass or anything. It was like, is this what it's going to come down to? Like,
well, I mean, yeah, I mean,
it's like, well, what are we building up to? You know what I mean? Does one of us have to say, let's fucking fight? You know what I mean? So, but it is what it is. You know, he's doing his thing now. You know, we're like I said, we have separated our ways, and we spoke a little bit, and I said, let's fucking end it. I don't know you. I don't know you. You know what I mean? So
He's like the Paul Heyman of soca.
Why do you think you attract so much heat with promoters and what?
because like fucking Chris Tucker said, I don't give a fuck. No, it's not that. It's I think a lot has to do with I started off as an untrained wrestler. Then I started booking rogue ass shows, you know, just like throwing them together, no marketing, I didn't follow the rules basically. So a lot of people were like, what are you doing down there? You know, Yuma is a prime example. We have squashed all our beef, but Yuma was one of the first guys that we had worked together on my first couple shows, and then my shows weren't good enough for him. You know what I mean? Sorry, Yuma. I love you now, but but no, it was, you know, a couple guys did that shit to me. I was like, whatever, kiss my ass then. You know? But as far as the heat, I think it's because I'm cooler than them. I don't know.
Now, another question I've asked promoters when they've been on here is, what do you do in the case where you don't make enough money to pay the talent? I mean, if you break and, you know, you don't have that money to pay the talent. How that happen, and what do you do in that situation?
You go up to him as a man and talk to him. It works it out, you know what I mean? And
I'm sure you have a couple guys that are like, well, fuck you, you know.
oh, yeah, of course.
I want my money.
Well, yeah, but it always gets worked out, you know what I mean? If anything comes up, I think we're at a stage now with people, like, with my guys, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I fucking have kept doing this. You know, a lot of shit went wrong in that October show, but nothing's gone awry since, you know what I mean? So if the situation comes up, it's like, I think I have the respect from these guys now. Hey, I know you'll take care of me. You know what I mean? Like, there's a guy who I'm not going to put him out there. You could probably guess or whatever, but I won't confirm it. But when I book him, he automatically buys his own plane ticket, knowing I'll reimburse him as soon as he's off the plane. Boom, here you go. You know what I mean? It's just.
Wait, do you like constantly book him? I'm trying to guess. No.
That's who I figured.
Oh yeah,
Good man. He's a good man.
Yes, he is. That's why he literally is my favorite wrestler.
Way to go, Ed. But no, it's
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows this Cobb.
I'm craving corn on the cob.
No. But no, there's, you know, like, the shit happened with Hammerstone, straight up. You know what I mean? And
That kind of changed the way I saw you too. Like, I was like, no way. And
a lot of people did.
And I heard it from other people, and I'm like, no way. But then when I saw you had your other show booked, and I saw some of the people, I was like, well, then, you know, it must have been just like,
Angry at the time,
yeah, you know, probably shit was slow. And,
pissed off.
yeah, so,
Maybe that's why they're not booked anymore. You know what I mean? Like, that was the whole thing about the October show, and I'll be the first one to say it. I thought I went up to people as a professional, and I know it was unprofessional that money wasn't there. But as a man, I at least said, hey, you know, here's what's going on, and here's when it's going to happen.
I thought those lucha cookies made money, dude.
Those, dude, $1 million, bro. $1 million.
Damn.
You ever tried it?
Yeah, I tried it. They're good.
You haven't tried them yet.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I have it twice.
Where?
The Chinderground.
Oh, that's right.
Every time they bring some cookies, I get one.
I want him to talk about something. What's up with your school, Battle U?
Yes.
Talk about that.
Battle you. What's no?
Well, what made you?
Hey, wait, he didn't botch the name?
He didn't battle.
Come on.
What made you want to get into that?
Cattle W.
Cattle W.
What now?
What made you want to get into that?
The school?
Yeah.
Made sense. Just made sense. It made total sense because even when I was booking the smaller shows, you'd get the one or two guys that would walk up, where do I go to train at? And sometimes it would sting to say where to go. It was really stinging me to say, go up north, not Santino's. I pointed him to Santino's. I told him, I said, go to Santino's if you want to make the drive. There was a school closer than that
That book's nothing but stars, right?
Megastars.
Because
But you know, it was stinging a little bit to know that before I really started promoting wrestling, I was in like the hip hop business. I've done like the clothing line thing. I've done a lot of marketing to where I was like, wow, I'm just watching money go out of my hand. And it wasn't a greedy thing. It was kind of like, well, shit, these kids want to learn, man. Let me find something to, find a place.
Especially seeing that you have one of like the best wrestlers we have out here, that they could learn from.
It only made sense.
Former CZW champion,
Yeah.
My biggest thing was, don't put your school in a backyard. That was my biggest thing. Was don't put your school in the backyard. Don't just throw a ring in the backyard and say, I have a school. Give these kids an outlet. Like shit. Santino's like they wrote the book on how to do it out here. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they started in the backyard,
but they also, you know what I mean? Like they knew what to do. They didn't stay in the backyard, but they had to start somewhere, and that was kind of like, okay, are you gonna progress? You know what I mean? Like that progression thing. They progressed. Look what the fuck they're doing now. My whole thing was, okay, don't start in the backyard. Start right off the punch with a venue, a bathroom, plumbing, and a roll down gate, and that was my goal.
Now you do once again, because like always, you have critics because they said you don't have a ring yet, right?
I always had a
well,
ring.
because they just showed pictures on mats. So I guess people were writing about it. It's like,
Well, check this out, guys. When you learn pro wrestling, guess what you're gonna have to learn to do first? Mat work. We always had the ring. Shit.
and it was like a beginner's class. Why would they be in the ring right away?
And it was kind of a tactical move too, because we kind of weeded out some people, some locals that always want to be booked. We kind of weeded them out. Are you gonna come train? Because we know you're not trained. Are you gonna come train with us? Or are you gonna wait till the ring pops up? First day we popped up the ring. Hey, what's up? Like, where were you a month ago? Because the kids that I got right now, I guarantee, you guys will be fans of them. I'll give them a year until, like, I'm not saying like that's gonna be a year away. They can even be on a Battle U show in a couple months. But a couple kids that I got in a year, you'll be like, damn. And that all started from Matt.
Is it like Oso Blanco? I like Oso Blanco.
He's out of here. He trains.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
But I like him more
yeah.
than Cara de Leon.
Yeah, you just
So, do you run the school? Or is it
I do like him.
B-Boy runs the school?
I clarify this. I own the school. I do all the logistics, finances, and shit.
Okay.
B-Boy 100% is in charge of the students.
All right.
His curriculum, his way. He has all the freedom in the world for me. You know what I mean? He works with the guys on classes. We have these scheduled classes, but he works with the guys. Like, oh, you're off at this time. Oh, you can make it in this time. Okay, well, let's get a couple guys together. Then boom, they have a 6-hour class. And it's been working out really well.
That sounds awesome, actually.
It's been working out a lot. So, and this week we had to give him Monday off because Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, oh man, he worked the shit out of them. But they're learning. They're really learning. And you can tell that they're learning the right way. You see that they get up the right way. You see the etiquette, the shaking of the hands. You see the wiping of the, you see all the little small stuff that matters in a wrestler. And you can just tell that it's coming from B-Boy. Because these guys didn't know shit about wrestling. But it's really cool to watch the etiquette and the wrestling being taught at the exact same time, and they don't even realize what's going on.
See, like, we were surprised with the guys from EWF,
Right.
Adrian Quest and Andy Brown. I mean, they were polite as fuck, too. Like, I didn't even want to say bad words.
And it's
You wonder why I don't teach shit.
but it's funny how you see, and no knock on anybody, but
like
who? Their
who?
difference in etiquette compared to other guys at that same age, and their etiquette is completely different. What is the primary thing, besides, of course, wrestling, but what is the primary thing that you and B-Boy want your students to walk out of Battle U with? Like the
Bruises. Lots of bruises.
Oh yeah.
No, satisfaction.
when I
man.
coach baseball, that's what I tell them. You go home with bruises, you've had a good day of practice.
Satisfaction, because it's for the beginners, satisfaction that they're getting their money's worth. You know what I mean? We do not charge an arm and a leg. Like, our rates are very low compared to others.
What are they?
Truthfully, new beginners, $250 down, and it's a 5-week plan. Whenever you put your $250 down, it's 5 weeks later, it's $150. And then what happens is we don't have beginner courses, so to say. We have other coaches. Like, B-Boy is not the only coach. Matt Twisted actually knows his shit, and he can get you through basic training like no tomorrow. So where we're at right now, if we get new beginners in, Matt Twisted will be the ones that get him on that mat work for about a month. Because when we get a new beginner in, we don't put him in the ring for at least a good month. And that was why people didn't see the ring up.
Right.
Is because we had beginners the whole time. Because nobody wanted to put in the mat work. So now that they've gotten through their month, we rewarded them. We popped up the ring, and now these guys are fucking doing flips over the top. You know what I mean? It's great. So
You're pretty much trying to. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go. You already interrupted me.
I'm sorry. I love you.
Kiss and make up.
Wrestling heads.
oh my god.
So right now your goal is pretty much make San Diego the spot for wrestling
in Southern
in
California.
Southern California.
Not the spot. I just want FCW to be the #1 promotion in San Diego. You know what I mean? That's my goal. You know what I mean? Like, there's not many promotions in San Diego, so I would like to at least
Good ones.
I would like to be. I would like to be the main out of San Diego. I don't need that territorial scrap of I think I'm better than everybody. In Southern California, I want to work with everybody type shit. Not everybody, but I want to work with the majors at least. But my goal is to just keep pumping out good shows.
I mean, you got something special because you got people from LA coming down to your show. I mean,
35% of my fans are from LA.
I mean, I used to miss Friday. I used to miss Friday work, and I used to go to San Diego to watch the show.
Oh, I have people like, oh, I'm skipping work to go to FCW. I'll make the drive, and it's like, that's awesome. You know what I mean? That's what I'm shooting.
That's why he rewarded me with getting chopped by more than one person, which is not what we agreed on.
Well,
man.
Speaking of
And I
chopped,
took heat for that shit too.
is it possible we can see Ed get chopped again at FCW?
Who's giving you?
What's
Who's
up,
asking that
I'm
question?
just curious. Is
Someone, somebody.
Is it possible we can see Ed get chopped at FCW? Wait,
Oh, I see. I'm not gonna give out no names, but I see.
he loves you.
This motherfucker. He would too. My Thunder?
Don't worry, B. We'll fuck him up. Yes, it'll be very possible.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, why not?
I
don't know about Che though.
You know I got heat for that shit too?
Really?
Yeah, because it was one of those things that maybe that wasn't taught to me over these years, and something that maybe some of the guys should have been like, hey, before you do that, because before I actually like booked it, we had joked about it, but then I ran it by some guys and they're like, cool. After it happened, then I started getting the, why'd you throw a fan in there? He didn't even pay his dues. This. I'm like,
Hey, no, I think one person told me that shit. It was, you got chopped and you paid your dues. I'm like, I'm not even a wrestler, dude. Like,
and I'm just like,
gonna pay.
but it's like, okay, so you're gonna talk shit to me about letting Ed get chopped, but did anybody say shit to Willie Mack when he went to chop Yuma and Yuma jumped out the way and he smacked Sean? No. Did Sean pay his dues as a wrestler? No. It was part of the show. Everybody popped. What's the difference? No difference. Only difference was I booked it, and I made it apparent for the guys to come out and chop Ed. You know what I mean? To me, it was a rewarding thing for a fan, and I barely knew the guy at the time, and it was like, all right,
Totally made my day.
and it's like these guys from LA are coming down. Let me do something special. Why not? It's my show. I can do whatever I fucking want, right? So we chopped Ed. I made a flyer and everything. Huh? I made a flyer and everything. Chop
I
Ed.
remember I saw that. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Special Ed trap.
That shit.
And much love to Che for knocking his soul out that day.
Fuck. That was the worst. He was the worst. But I think it's because Cholo had already laid the groundwork for everybody.
Right?
Who chopped you the hardest?
Che.
Che.
You could hear it in the freaking video. Like,
There were some weak ass chops. Mine was not one of them.
no, it was.
I tried to get through it, but I saw so much pain. I was like, oh, poor
No,
guy.
Che was bad.
I
But
saw his picture he posted, like, I think it was a night after.
Yeah.
All
I went to
that
Hawaii the
shit.
next day, so
That's right.
so when we got there and everything, I took off my shirt. It's like horrible.
Oh, I'll take a water.
But yeah, and I couldn't even be in the beach. So
Babe, she got it.
oh.
Water, time out!
Time out.
Water break.
Water break, yeah.
So is Battle U gonna be a thing where, like, I mean, there's other promotions with their students. They're like, they don't let them, like, let's say once they're ready to start wrestling, like they're kind of like, stay here with us first and then go get outside bookings. Are you gonna be like that, or it's gonna be like?
Yes, a little bit. Yeah.
Because I know it's an investment. So I mean,
I'm not going to allow them. Well, it's something we talked about, and we tell the guys, like, hey, don't feel that you're ready and you go get a booking somewhere else before getting a booking with us. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like be loyal to the soil type shit. You know what I mean?
Because in a way, they end up representing you now. Because I mean, they came out of you, so
Exactly.
You know. See, I'm logical about things. I'm logical. I'm not just full of shit.
And I see you guys are doing a show this Sunday, right?
Yes, sir. The Sunday show.
Sunday.
They are dubbed the Sunday show.
And it starts early, right?
2 o'clock.
And they're
Yeah.
cheap. That's what I said.
$10, man. $10. You're still gonna find Brody King, Eli Everfly, those kind of guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're worth $10.
They're worth $10. But you know, it's something that I just wanted to add to the scene. You know what I mean? And plus, I have a venue. It's I guess you can say these shows are gonna be like hood slamish style. There's gonna be no chairs packed against the ring, fucking
Weed everywhere.
so no.
Ah.
Okay.
There goes your invite.
So it's gonna be standing room only type stuff. But you know, it's at the school. It's just something to give the scene, and believe it or not, a lot of, I guess you say, top talent out of SoCal has already hit me up like, hey, what's up with those Sunday shows? Knowing that they're starting at 2, knowing they're only $10, knowing that I can only pack maybe 150 people in there, they still are like, dude, what's up? So it's kind of like, all right, we got some respect down here. So it's kind of cool.
And that's going to be weekly or
Monthly.
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 Okay.
I'm going to flood that shit like UEW does.
Like Santino's.
Like Santino's.
Remember Santino's packed one time?
Yeah.
People were having outside. It's like, damn.
Yeah, Santino's didn't hold a lot, so it would like you got there late, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get about 150 people standing in there.
I think they. Yeah.
You remember me start waiting at 8 a.m. outside watch.
Shit, I hope so.
Yeah, bought some Lucha Underground stuff.
That'd be awesome.
I'd fucking retarded to the Lucha Underground lines. My liver can't take that shit.
You have a very supportive wife,
Yes.
and how important has that been for you in this whole crazy world that we live in? I say we because, like I said it at, I think, every podcast so far is that my wife is very supportive because who would let a man run this kind of store?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you must think the same way. So how important has she been? Well, how important is her support to you and what you're doing?
She fucking hates everything I do. She doesn't support shit. She fucking nothing, man. She always bitching and complaining. No, hands down, she's like, even with her not here, she's been the biggest support. And it wasn't. I don't think it had anything to do with wrestling. It had nothing to do with what I was doing. It had everything to do with I was doing something that I was enjoying and loving. And she's just, you know, I mean, she puts in like, what, 12 hours worth of work just to make some lucha cookies for the guys. You know what I mean? Like, that's support. You know what I mean? And that's another cool thing is, like, her support is also being incorporated in these shows because people are showing up like, yo, what's up, Gus? Where's my fucking lucha cookie at? You know what I mean? And I think that's awesome. But the support from her it's been phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't make fun of it. She's never been like, why are you always playing with guys in underwear? You know what I mean? Like, it's never been bad. You know, she comes to the school, watches the guys. She's been watching the guys for like the past 3 days, and she's like, holy shit, these guys are
What
learning.
a sacrifice. Right?
All these naked, sweaty dudes. But, you know, hey. Hey, Paige, are you out there? You little pasty thing, you. But no, you could tell. I mean, she loves the business. You know what I mean? Everybody, you know, comes and gives her hugs and shit. But she's been the best, you know. And it's important to have support because if you don't, this is the kind of business that will completely break your whole family apart. It'll tear apart your relationship. They'll tear apart your friendships because everybody's going to be like, what are you investing in? What is this stupid shit? You got a bunch of drunk-ass people yelling at guys in underwear. You know? She's like, oh, my God.
That's what I do.
But she's like, how in the hell did you get a bunch of drunk-ass guys to yell at people in underwear? You know? So the support is awesome. You know what I mean? And without her, you know, you've seen her at Lucha Underground. She loves going to shows more than I do.
To see Prince Puma, right?
No.
Or Johnny Mundo.
Or Johnny Mundo.
No.
Well, see, look, another Cage fan.
I'm done. I'm done.
No cage merch, huh?
No cage merch. That's not by coincidence.
So you like doing things that are like people could YouTube and they get you exposure, right?
Yeah.
So the Joey Ryan thing, how did that come about? Because I missed that one, yeah.
The proposal?
Yeah, even though I knew it was gonna happen, I couldn't make it. Was that something like he brought up to you, and you're like, oh, we can make it this, or?
He brought it up. Let me tell a quick story about this because it's really, really a good story, and it's really kind of heartbreaking about what happened behind the scenes. Before that show, a month prior, one of my local guys, Aaron Garvey, hits me up and says, "Hey, man, I want to propose to my girlfriend at your next show." And I was like, "That sounds awesome. I'll show you the messages." I was like, "Dude, that shit might go viral. That shit might be awesome. It'll be the first time ever. I think that's happened." So me and Aaron were talking for like a month. And he's like, "I met my girl at your show. That's why it's special to me." Excuse me. So I was like, "All right, cool."
Dave's already married.
So Aaron, me and Aaron had planned this and shit. We're just like, "All right, cool." The day before the show, Joey hits me up and goes, "Hey, do you have a problem me proposing to Laura?" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck. How am I going to do this?" Because the matches were Aaron was first and then Joey was second after him. So I was like, fuck, what do I do? So I went to Angelo, and I was like, "Angelo, can I tell you something?" He's like, "What am I?" "Aaron wants to propose to his girlfriend." And he looked at me and goes, "You're fucking kidding me." And I was like, "No, dude." He goes, "All right, here's how we do it." And so we just planned it out, and then, I didn't expect that to happen. I really didn't. I knew the proposal was going to happen. After what happened, I had no idea it was going to blow up.
Shit was all in Japan and everything.
Ask her. I went, because when I go home or when I'm done with the show, I'll screw around on Facebook and see the hashtags to see like the fans post and shit. But then I don't get into my personal shit till the next morning. Next morning when I woke up, I looked at it, I'm like, what does that say? It was like 1,000 notifications across Twitter, 1,000 notifications on Facebook. I'm just like, what did I do wrong? And everything was Joey doing this. I was like, holy shit, dude. But yeah, we got calls from me and Joey got emails from Japan, getting like release forms and all that shit. We've had to do a few release forms like to get our shit to say okay. But I was always the first one, like, fuck yeah, and like, no, you gotta sign something. I'm like, click, let's go, But
a human centipede in the future.
Right. But no, he just brought it up to me the day before. And was like, hey, is that cool? And I'm like, fuck yeah, like, let's do it.
That's kind of weird. I heard like 3 days before.
What?
That he was on proposal.
Yeah.
So I was like,
See, I was there and I was like, hold on, is this
He just
real
didn't-
or just bullshit?
He didn't bring it up to me yet. That's all it was. So, see, I don't know if it was a work. I don't know if they all knew.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was confused at first. Like, is this a work or is this really going down?
Oh, it really went down.
Yeah, it really did went
oh,
down.
she didn't know because I told her at Ray Rosa's wedding. I told her, and she was like, what the fuck did you do? Don't like it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Why you gotta kill everything?
That's what I do.
Fucking Ed.
Ed's being Ed.
That's being Ed.
But it was great, It was awesome, And I love having Joey on the shows, no matter what. You know what I mean? King of Dong style. So.
All the shows you put on and everything besides the proposal, what's been your favorite moment or favorite match?
Favorite match? Ooh, man.
The one you're most proud of that you feel represents FCW to its finest. See what I did there?
That B-Boy Douglas James match was definitely now one of my top favorite matches out of FCW for sure. It had everything, you know what I mean? The emotion, like, I'm a crowd watcher. Like, I love watching it. I don't get to watch a show really until after I'm a crowd watcher because obviously, like, well, am I going to book this guy again? Was he worth it? Is he getting, over? But like, nothing against B-Boy. But when he won, you can legit see some of the crowd was like,
everybody wanted Doug.
They wanted Doug to win, you know what I mean? And that was one of the first. There's been a few emotional matches, but that one, hands down, besides the Danny and Doug one, and if you notice, Doug's in a lot of the best matches out of SCW, but the Danny and Doug one had emotion, but this one just had everybody, like, they didn't know who was bad, they didn't know who was good, and then it got to a point where, like, all right, Doug, you can do this, and it was awesome, dude. Like, that was probably one of my best, because it was emotional for me. I was like, oh shit, like, these guys just killed it. So, and you can see the faces, like, people were legit as wrestling fans satisfied, like, oh my god, it was
Like,
so,
came talking about it, like, on podcasts.
it was good. So that's probably one of them. The Cholo Paul London match was one of my favorites. You know, just because Paul was one of my favorite wrestlers. You know what I mean? So to see him still like fucking go, 100% and against Cholo was great. That was a good one.
Scum versus Vermin was awesome.
Scum versus Vermin, man. My tag division I kind of keep separate when I talk because they're just killing it, and Scum, man, they just kill everybody.
Scum is a shit.
We said goodbye to Suede 4 or 5 times that match. Shit. Like, sorry, Suede, I got you killed. But the Reno Scum Vermin match, that was probably that's definitely my top 5 out of the past couple years. So,
What is the goal? What is your goal in 5 years from now? 5, 10 years from now? That you would say like, I'm accomplished.
I think and people can say I'm being a copycat, but it's not a copycat type style. The first time I ever walked in Lucha Underground, I fell in love. Just as a promoter and as like a venue hunter, I was like, holy shit, dude, I'm gonna end up with this. This is what I want. My 5-year plan, so to say, then, is to give FCW, I love the Boys and Girls Club, but I want my own building. I want my own warehouse. I want that. You know what I mean? I want to do my school out of there. I want to do my shows out of there. My 5-year plan is to make my shows free, to where I build it to where sponsors are coming in, paying that shit to where I can just be like, shows are free. Because
Oh, shit.
Because this is not something I'm trying to make a living off of. It's something I'm just trying to provide.
Right.
So if I can work the system, because there's always a system, if I can make it where the shows are free, fuck, man, that's my goal. That's really my goal. Because then you pack the house, it's like 1,000 people,
If that happens, don't make 3 lines like a lucha.
But I think that's my 5-year plan, is to own my own warehouse, have everything in one warehouse, and I'm going to actually open a deli that's wrestling related. So there's a couple things I got in the mix.
That's pretty good. We're gonna have a lot of wrestling stuff. See, wrestling's coming up. That taco shop, we have me, and then we'll have the deli.
FCW IPAs. Get into beers, man. Make a killing off.
Now you can serve alcohol.
You'll make a killing off of him.
That craft beer.
If you could book one wrestler, if I gave you $20 million right now.
Jesus.
I gave you a WWE budget. I gave you a WWE budget. Who would be your let's say I gave you, I told you here, I want you to book a WrestleMania for me. From anybody in the world you want. Fly in.
Even off the WWE roster?
Off the WWE roster. Give me your fantasy WrestleMania right now from local wrestlers, WWE, Lucha Underground, it don't matter.
Shit, man.
5 matches, your 5 matches.
John Cena versus everybody.
Versus Adam, dude.
Beat up John Cena.
Adam. Oh, shit.
That would be awesome.
I don't know. That'd be a tough one, man. Because it's like I was telling, it's like you want to be up to date, but then you also want to be the draw.
Right.
I honestly think if everybody was open and I had the budget, I would call John Cena first. Not to be a mark, but just be like, well, this dude has 1 billion followers. You know what I mean? And no matter how bad you might hate the guy, I think everybody would come see him no matter what. But
is that how you came about to try to book Pentagon?
Yes.
Seeing he was the biggest draw.
Yeah. And it sucks too because I think a lot of my that whole steam of Pentagon coming to FCW went completely down after what happened. And it sucks. I mean, I can show you the plane tickets and everything. He's coming. They're both coming. But that whole steam just was like, fuck. Everybody's still hype about it. Everybody's still hype.
It's a big draw.
Everybody's still hype.
Especially in San Diego, because you really, you get to see him in Mexico, but for those guys that don't want to make the drive up to Lucha Underground,
Or to Crash.
Yeah, Crash. I mean, this is their big chance to see somebody
Exactly. Phoenix and Horace, you know what I mean?
Horse is about us.
Horace.
Hijo de Rey Mysterio. I used to like when he had them.
But it goes back to John Cena. I agree with him. It's he's the face of wrestling right now. No matter what organization you put him, he's the face of wrestling right now.
He's not.
Who would you say is the face of wrestling right now?
The biggest face of wrestling right now.
The biggest face. When people say, "Oh, John Cena,"
Horrible
he's
movie.
a wrestler.
Horrible movie.
You know what I mean? And it's true. People are gonna pay to see him no matter what. It's John Cena.
Yeah. I think with a big budget, I would probably grab some guys from WWE. John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose. You know what I mean? Seth Rollins. And then you go off into Japan. You know, I can't pronounce half the guys' names. I apologize, but I would let Ed do that booking.
That would be Kushida, right?
You know what I mean? Like
I know that.
shit like that. You know what I mean? Like Kushida versus Pentagon. You know what I mean? Like, are we gonna see?
Well,
Dude, my leg got wet, dude.
shit.
My leg's all wet now.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Fold it up.
But no, I think no. You know, in all honesty, I think I would. Not to say try to outdo Bola with a fucking budget like that,
Right.
but damn, you know, I would fucking make some crazy ass matches with a budget like that. You know, like put a cage in there somewhere. You know. But I mean, Kushida versus fucking Pentagon would be awesome.
Yeah,
You know,
that would-
just stuff that you haven't seen that you would think like, oh, it hasn't happened yet. Because there's so many workers out there, and so much good talent. A lot of shit hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
A lot hasn't happened yet, and that's, you know, I want to bring Chris Hero out, you know, and start getting him through the FCW roster.
Fuck that.
Oh,
Who knows
That
not to
was
fuck
funny.
with me? He knows not to fuck with me.
Shit. He'll make personal gear just to say fuck Ed.
probably will.
I
He probably
honestly-
would. He probably will.
I honestly thought he was gonna sock me, and I was like, damn, there goes my picture. I was like,
I was gonna say don't if you sock him, watch, dude.
I was,
it was cool. Does he have cool wrestling moments? Because of my
Yeah.
drunk ass.
not many, but they're there.
Not many.
But they're there.
What's the biggest mistake as a promoter that you think you've made, and what's the biggest mistake you think promoters make in general?
Overshooting the budget. You know what I mean? Like, you got to know where your budget's at sometimes, you know? Like, this one is crazy. I'm pulling it off, though. I don't know how I did it, but I'm pulling it off. I think maybe a mistake that they could be doing is not enough research in their area. Maybe they don't know that, like, in my area, I know it's primarily Hispanic, you know what I mean? So I'm going to have luchadors on my show, you know what I mean? I'm going to have that flavor, that touch. I can't just have a straight American show, but then again, I can't have a straight lucha show either, you know? So you got to know your area. Promoters need to know their area. I mean, if you're in a completely white neighborhood, you know what I mean, then maybe bring in John Cena, you know,
Yeah.
but know your area. That's probably number one. Like, know your area.
Yeah.
That's the biggest mistake is people not knowing their area.
I'm just thinking, why the fuck Cara de Leon is right there, dude? He's like,
He's just like
Because he sent me a picture when I asked for them.
Hey, but honestly, looking at this flyer, when you start passing them on Comic-Con, and be like, holy shit, Pentagon Junior's out
Yeah.
here? I gotta see him wrestle.
Shouts out to West Coast for doing my flyers.
oh, that was
Yeah.
so awesome, man. It was so awesome.
I
West
agree.
Coast does
Yeah,
my
'cause
shit.
see, you live in New York. You don't get to see him
No.
at Lucha
And I think he's booked also for Comic-Con too.
Who?
Pentagon.
Yeah, he's coming in a
get to
couple
see
days
him
earlier
wrestle.
So
See
that's
him
what I'm saying.
wrestle?
So it works out for you
Yeah.
because if he promotes it, if you can get him to give a couple flyers, I don't know how tough.
No, he probably is. Yeah.
But
Very, very, very cool guy.
no, I'm saying
Especially
Lucha
after-
Underground. Not God knows how.
Oh, he's cool.
Will he do?
No, not him. I'm talking about the company.
Okay.
So if they let you hand out some flyers there, it would be great.
Yeah.
Will he take pics?
Oh yeah.
Like, will he charge for pics? That's all.
No.
I don't know.
No. See, damn, that's actually a pretty good deal.
But see now,
well,
here's where I want to correct you on that.
Uh-oh.
Because see now, if he wants to come in here to do a signing, he's going to charge us. And this is what I want to clarify with wrestlers. If you do free signings, and no offense to FCW or AWS and all that, but if you do free signing, no one's going to pay to see you anymore. So it screws somebody like myself who wants to bring him in
What if you never get to see
and
him?
get him.
See, I took a picture with Tanahashi.
You know
but I
what I'm
could've paid
saying?
For a picture with Tanahashi.
You have to understand. Well, look. Here's a perfect example. You go to Drago. Nobody wanted to come pay for him.
I
to
see
come
him
do
without
the
his
pictures
mask.
here
He looks like a
because
gardener, dude.
they said, "Oh, we'll just go PWG. It's free." You know?
It ain't free. It's $70.
But that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
So you know when you.
But see, that's the difference, though. There's a difference in that because, like, I don't know how you guys book him. I don't know if you're paying him to be there, but I'm paying them to be there. You know what I mean?
if he does it like
And
that,
there's an
yeah.
itinerary that goes
Right.
with that sometimes. And
What I'm saying is like when he does Lucha Underground and he does, hey, I'm out here for free, and people aren't paying to see him, that kills the whole signing for him over here. If you're paying him to do it,
right.
yeah, it's fine. But you know, I guess it's just like when you say free, people just automatically assume
Free.
it's free when it's not really free because you have to purchase your ticket.
Right.
To get 'em.
And trust me, I mean, like to get an autograph from Pentagon at my show, you're gonna have to drive from LA. You're gonna have to wait in the line for at least an hour and a half. You have to wait in the line with other people. I mean, there's
It's
gonna be.
gonna be a bitch to get just anything.
Well, I'm gonna do some personal escorts before the show inside. I got some of you.
I think it's gonna be good because, like I said, you have them. Like you said, you have people from New York, all over the United States coming in, all over the world coming in for this
All over the world.
Comic-Con, and now people I've never seen them. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Now, are there still tickets available,
Mhm.
or are they sold out, or
They're getting there.
Let's fill the place up.
They're
How
getting
about
there.
that?
what's the goal? Realistically, what's the goal for that show for both days? How many people do you want on Friday, and how many people do you want in there?
According to the marshal,
Mhm.
I can only get 550 in there.
If you had 600, would you go? Do it.
700. We're fucking standing.
Fuck it.
There's room.
There's room. There's plenty of room. Stand in the back. Or stand me on the table. Gives a
1,000
shit.
people. Fuck it.
Fuck it, 1,000. You know. The goal is just to pack the place. You know what I mean? Like, I want people to be uncomfortable and be like, damn, I didn't have a place to sit or stand. Good. That's
Yeah.
the goal.
Yeah.
How many? Oh, there's our butcher. Pentagon, how many times a year are you gonna try to book? This one time? Is this the one time?
No, this is not the one time. I just got to see how things are going with his schedule because things are. We'll just
I know
say
the
that.
AAA thing. You know,
The everything thing. I mean, these guys are under major contracts. You know what I mean? So that shit fluctuates all the time. You know what I mean? Like, there's a couple guys right now that are on the Cruiserweight Classic that personally called me like, hey, just to let you know, I might be. So you have X amount of like time to like work with me right now. So it's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? So I was like, that's cool, but not cool at the same time because I had a plan. But yeah, there's a couple guys out there. And it's like, shit, you know.
Yeah.
Do you feel this is gonna be the biggest show of the year for you, or so far of FCW?
Oh yeah, this will be one of the biggest shows.
Especially Melissa Santos is there, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And Cobb, of course, Cobb.
David, you want to
Dude,
go?
he's gonna
David wants to
go
go.
against Zack Sabre Jr., dude.
David wants to go
Like
to
a
San
jizz
Diego.
match.
I want to see my girl.
David's going.
Calm down, man. Calm down.
Calm down, Dave.
Before we wrap up real quick, we got Battle U this Sunday, and it's $10.
$10 at the door.
You want to give the address out for those that are?
171 Mace Street, MACE Street, Unit A1. Make a left in the parking lot, all the way down the right.
I want, one guy I do want to see booked for your show, because no one seems to be listening to me. Get him booked. I want Marty, the Moth.
Yeah, that guy.
I want him booked.
We've talked, Marty. Remember? On the hotel? We were talking.
That's my guy. Marty, okay?
He's my guy, too.
No, you have Cobb.
Well,
Shit, can you share?
he's part of my,
Fuck,
he's
man.
part of my clica.
Damn, you can't share? Man, this fool wants everybody from South.
Don't bring the butcher.
Can you book Butcher?
Hey, you have eyes.
He has his sunglasses on. Wow.
Okay, I'm a plug. I know you're gonna kill me, but
No!
it's a plug. I have to
No!
make a plug.
No! I'll do it.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, SoCal Pro Wrestling presents Summer Sizzle on Saturday, July 16th with SoCal Pro Heavyweight Championship with Mike Camden, the champion, versus Scorpio Sky. SoCal Crazy versus Little Cholo and
Why do you actually look
Mariachi Loco. We love you. How does the dance go? Judiz, Dirty Doug, Uptown Andy Brown versus Destro, Peter Avalon and Tommy Wilson versus Sasha Derefko and Ricky Mandel. That's for you guys.
And then on July 17th, we got the Battle U School. And then on July 22nd and 23rd, we have the Boom
The Pow Boom Smack
Boom
Show.
Smack Wrestling Show. And it's Pentagon versus B-Boy
Pentagon and Phoenix
versus
Cholo and B-Boy.
B-Boy. And that's the first night.
Yes.
Okay. And then that's the main event.
For the first night. And then second night is Jeff Cobb versus B-Boy for the title.
And is Jeff Cobb on both shows that day, too?
Are you going to be there?
No, we can.
Am I? Is he going to be on both shows?
I don't know.
You gotta be there to find out, David.
There's a lot of things going on that, man, I don't even know what's going on.
So Danny Limelight versus Famous B,
Famous
right?
B,
Yeah.
that's going to be good.
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
That's going to be good for Danny because, I mean, what? I'm not shooting on. He always thinks I'm shooting on him. Danny, I love you. It's just.
He watches the show. We're gonna watch out.
But yeah,
He doesn't love
that's
you,
gonna be a
trust me.
good match for Danny because Famous B, wow, he's so.
I'll tell you right now, Dan Lamb.
And you're like the only one that
books.
books Famous B. That's another thing. I don't see Famous B booked anywhere else.
There's a lot of things
I
I
mean-
don't see. There's a lot of things I don't understand.
It's just like he's such a good talent, and especially now with the Lucha Underground stuff, I don't know why he's not booked
Hey, I'm
everywhere.
calling him. He doesn't answer my phone call.
Shit, I'm already famous. I made my call. What?
Shit.
You want to give everybody promote the website and Facebook and Instagram?
FinestCityWrestling.com. That will lead straight to the Facebook page. You can go on Twitter at FCW_San Diego. You can go to Instagram, Finest_City_Wrestling. Not Finest Championship Wrestling.
Wrestling head.
Oh shit.
Big shot for skits.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh,
I have no
God.
idea what's going on. Morgan Freeman played God, so he's calling you God.
Listen, make sure.
Oh, and then if you want shows for the Pal
Franklin?
Boom Smack show, go to palboomsmack.eventbrite.com. For the Battle U shows, just show up. It's $10 at the door.
Okay.
No pre-sale, no nothing.
So,
It's $10 at the door.
what's the main event for that one on Sunday?
Brody King versus B-Boy.
And then you also
First time ever.
have Danny Limelight's booked on that one.
Yeah.
Eli Everfly.
It'll be Danny Limelight versus SoCal Crazy. SoCal Crazy is actually the one who trained Danny Limelight, so it'll be interesting because they had a match about a year ago. Didn't go Danny's way. So then I got Jew Diz versus Average Joe. Average Joe is actually a guy from Atlanta. Came out and joined Battle U. He's been working for about 3 years now. He trained with Mr. Hughes out in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
So he's got that Air Fox stamp approval and shit. So he came out here. You'll see him. He was on EWF show and SoCal Pro shows, but he went under a different name. But now he's Average Joe, so you'll get to see that if you come down. He's wrestling Jew Diz.
I like Judas.
So and then I got the little I call him the Trey Click. I haven't told him that I call him the Trey Click, but it's Donnie Suarez, Biagio, and Eli.
The trick.
The Trey Click. The Trey Click, I love those guys. They're gonna go at it. You know what I mean? What better way to just break up some friends by putting them in a fight? So
I like that you booked Biagio. I'm a big fan of Biagio.
I know. I've been trying. Somebody ducks my bookings when I go to book him. Biagio.
Oh.
Names. No, he's always booked because UEW throws a show like every day or something like that. So
Yeah. Dave, man. No comment on that one.
I like UEW. I think,
They
right?
didn't do a show this week.
Wait, do I like
no?
UEW? Am I supposed to?
I don't know.
No, they're coming doing another one this
They're
week.
doing
They
another
don't-
one.
Yeah, they don't like me though. I can see all the faces I got made fucking this weekend.
Hey, as long as you give them money, they like you.
Fucking I had Jack
Right?
Daniels.
As long as you pay the ticket, they like you. That's all I say.
Do you ever notice that there's like a group that's never booked on my show, and nobody ever brings it up? There's a certain faction out there that never gets booked.
What,
None of those guys.
Do they hate you?
I think so.
Why do they hate you?
I don't know.
We have to ask them why they hate you.
I have no idea.
That would be, I know, that's another group, a faction that
I know they
I
should
would
be
like to
booked
see on there.
everywhere.
They should be booked everywhere.
They should invade.
They hate everybody.
They hate
They
everybody.
should invade every.
They should invade every promotion from here until.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could invade UEW. Fucking faction and shit.
They weren't booked on the UEW versus UIPW either.
Nope.
Nobody. And
That was a weird booking. That was really weird.
What?
But the UIPW versus UEW.
I
But it was a good.
I didn't want to be the one that said anything, but I was like,
It was a good show though.
it was a good show. I heard, but
Because
it was
they
like,
had the-
I would like to see a build up too.
Yeah, because it had the mix of like the wetbag lucha fans, and then it had like the UEW from Mafia shit, and so like I was kind of in.
Gus.
I was kind of like in.
I live in fucking TJ, bro. So.
Damn.
I was kind of like
It's
I was,
better than Huntington
I was,
Park.
I was kind of like in between. So I kind of jumped I jumped ship a lot. So once they had the UEW versus UIPW match, Like we started chanting.
Was it
you know.
really UEW versus UIPW, or was it versus UEW versus whoever the hell wanted to represent UIPW?
whoever they booked for UIPW. So it's funny. We're like, build a wall, vote for Trump. So everybody's getting all pissed.
Should have taken Butcher with it.
See, my thing was when I heard that, when I first heard UIPW versus UEW, I really thought, I was like, cool, they might be Teddy Hardin.
Yeah.
Well, Teddy Hart was in it, but he was part of a UIPW storyline. So he wasn't even a part of the versus thing.
He should have been.
Yeah.
I think that would have
That's
been cool. He should have definitely been. Where's Tornado? What side is he landing
Tornado
on?
was
UEW.
UEW.
UEW?
He took on
Bobby Venom.
yeah. And then for UIPW it was
Max X versus Rocket Boy.
Rocket Boy with UIPW.
See,
and
Rocket Boy,
And he
I
was
never
UEW.
liked him, but he's actually pretty good.
he's been training more often at Santino's too, I heard. So.
Yeah, he's training.
Is he?
Yeah, he's training wherever.
Have you had him on your show yet?
Not yet.
Is it maybe in the future?
Oh, yeah, we've talked.
Yeah,
We actually just talked last
Just
night.
sketch-
Yeah,
Schedules
he's,
haven't-
he's,
Yeah.
he's someone that when I first saw him at like this crappy lucha show, I was like hungover, so I just went to the show,
Mm.
and it was just a crappy.
I'm hungover. I'm going to drink
I'm
more.
going to tie him
Lucha
in
show.
right now to the podcast. The first time I ever saw Rocket Boy was against the Butcher at the Huntington Park show.
What?
I'm going to get him on those Sunday shows.
Yeah.
Feel him out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and the more I see him train, like, cause he keeps
Right.
on training, like he's getting way better, and he's actually has a character to himself. Cause before he was just like some black guy, but now he's like, he has a good character to him, and his matches are getting way better. And he did it against Max X, and Max X to me is like a real crappy wrestler, and he made Max X look like a pretty decent wrestler. So
I haven't seen too much Max X.
I see a lot of crap. That's the problem. I should stop going to the shows.
Well,
They're $10, I guess.
all right, well, let me do some quick plugs before we let you go here. We got the, as far as the Wrestling Guy store comes in, we got that new Total Divas line. You want to model it for us?
Oh, let me see that lipstick, huh?
That new Total Divas line
this
is
lipstick?
actually selling really well.
I think Stephanie's watching, so Stephanie, go buy your Total Divas gear stuff.
Buy your Total Divas. It's Butcher can vouch for the makeup line. Well, your daughter can vouch
Wait,
for the makeup line.
are you guys sponsored by them or anything?
No.
This might be the only coolest thing that came out of that show.
Also,
I watched Total Divas. Shit.
make sure you guys come in. We're the only place that you can get your Lucha Underground merch besides the website and the temple. Make sure you
Pro
guys
Wrestling
come in this Saturday for, kids, get your Roman Reigns t-shirt. He's coming back in a couple weeks. Make sure you get him.
Drug free.
Make sure you visit our good friend. You want to plug him real quick?
Nolan Ryan.
See, Nolan.
Quiet Wyatt.
Yep.
Quiet Wyatt. Make sure you check
It's
him
my
out.
phone. I have a Quiet Wyatt phone case. Do you? No.
Make sure you check out SoCalUncensored.com. This Saturday, make sure you guys come in. Check out for Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes. They'll be here from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Still some tickets available. VIP is sold out, though.
There will be shirts, but they will be limited.
There will be shirts unlimited. And then August 6th, July 23rd, JTG will be here for his Why Did I Write This Book 2 for the book signing.
Yeah.
And then on August 6th, a very important fundraiser for us is the
For the
Red
tits.
Lawn 39
Tits.
Mile Walk, raising money. Melina is going to donate all the proceeds from the signing towards breast cancer
Will she do
awareness.
splits?
So
For the tits.
maybe she will do the breast. She will do the- And once again, before we let you
Charity.
go, if you guys are in San Diego on Comic-Con weekend, or if you're not in San Diego,
Make
but
the fucking
make
drive.
the drive.
Hit that fucking
If you're
drive.
from LA,
July
San Francisco, Arizona,
22nd,
make the
and
drive.
23rd.
Mexico, fuck it.
Yeah. July 22nd, 23rd. Check out the Pow Boom Smack Wrestling Show. It's in San Diego Comic-Con weekend, Imperial Beach, California, 847 Encina Avenue, Imperial Beach. Only 20 minutes from Comic-Con. Come on, all
Yes.
you wrestling nerds, get
By
out
the
there.
border.
If you guys think the show is at Comic-Con, it is not at Comic-Con. Read the flyer. It is still at the Boys and Girls Club. It's during Comic-Con weekend.
Doors in.
And you'll see the hot tub guy there.
Yes.
You'll see the hot tub.
You'll
Are
smell.
you shooting on him?
No, we're not.
Doors open.
John, we love you.
Doors open at 6. Meet and greet starts at 6. Bell time is at 7.
That free meet and greet.
Free meet and
Oh!
You know what? You're going on the list of the cage, okay? And make sure you guys to buy tickets. Go to
The PowBoomSmack.eventbrite.com
and no,
or send me straight PayPal.
And that's it. All right. Well, thank you, Gus, for coming on, man. Hope
Thank
you
you for
had a
having
good
me.
time.
See you again, man.
Hopefully, we didn't bore you too much. For all of us here at the Wrestling Guy podcast from the Wrestling Guy store, which is two different things.
Yeah.
Wrestling Heads. I want to thank Wrestling Heads Radio for having me.
What?
Oh, no, wrong show, man.
I want to thank Stone Cold for having me.
No, wrong show. No, we're out of here.
Whoa! What are you talking about? You guys are out of here. First of all, I got Heckle and Jekyll over here, and then you didn't even call me on time. Gus, it's a pleasure to meet you.
You can't
But guess
see
what?
you.
I know. That's because I have a very special guest right now. A very fan of FCW and a great supporter. And I'm talking about, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Can I have a drum roll? Guys! Can I have a drum roll? Get out of the way!
No. Okay.
Are you ready? Let's give it up for Mariam Nieto!
What the hell?
Lucha cookies.
Lucha cookies.
Lucha cookies. So make sure you go check out these shows. There's a lot coming out. Cody Rhodes, AWS,
FCW.
FCW, and it goes on and on and on.
Fuck Bart.
See you guys.
Oh! Bart knows I love him.
We're out of here.